Archangel Michael says, "There's a fire rising in the unseen realm, and it has your name written in golden flames." It's a divine reckoning, the kind that doesn't come with noise, but with silence so loud it shakes the ones who wronged you. What's coming is not revenge, but removal, swift, exact, unexplainable, and long overdue. There are people in your life who smiled in your face and stabbed you when your back was turned. They took your kindness as weakness and wore your energy like a mask to gain favors, sympathy, and approval from others. They used your loyalty as currency to profit from your silence, your giving nature, and your open heart. Now the heavens are closing in on them, and the very gain they built from your pain is about to collapse. Archangel Michael says this is not a punishment, this is divine justice catching up with everything they thought they got away with. The same hands they used to take from you will soon be empty, trembling with regret too late to matter. You've been too patient, too forgiving, and too trusting of those who only saw you as a ladder to climb higher. But no one climbs divine favor without consequences, and God is now tearing down every fake foundation they used your name to build. Even if you begged for mercy on their behalf, the season of warnings is over. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They thought they could keep using you in silence, hiding behind smiles and false support. But a shift is coming, and they will start exposing themselves without realizing it. They will say too much, slip in conversations, confess their misuse in places they think you're not listening. God is lifting the veil. You will begin to feel a weight lift off your shoulders, not because you changed anything, but because heaven did. These people have been draining your soul through invisible cords of obligation, manipulation, and emotional debt. Every promise they broke will echo back to them in their own lives, multiplied. Every act of using your love, trust, and time for selfish gain will return to their door, uninvited, cold, and heavy. There will be no warning, just removal. Type Amen to get blessing 777. You are not the same person you were when they began using you. You have grown in silence, strengthened in storms, and cried out to God more times than they'll ever know. Now heaven is responding to those cries, not with words, but with divine execution. People who once had access to your secrets will suddenly feel blocked. They will try to reach you and find spiritual walls they cannot climb. They'll sit with your name in their mouth, but the doors they expected to open will remain shut. Because the season of being used is over. The era of you being the yes person to those who only sought personal gain has expired. You are entering a realm of divine boundaries that no manipulator can bypass. Type Amen to get blessing 111. Some of them thought they were clever. Playing both sides, smiling in your light while speaking against you in shadows. But Archangel Michael says, divine exposure has no favorites. God is not only removing them, He's revealing them for who they are. They will trip over their own lies. They will lose opportunities they thought they secured by dragging your name through the dirt. They will find themselves isolated, not because you punished them, but because their own energy betrayed them. The mask they wore so comfortably around you will begin to slip in public. People who once believed their lies about you will begin to question them. They will feel an invisible force working against them, and that force is divine correction. Type Amen to get blessing 222. Don't be surprised when they try to come back with apologies. Some of them will act confused, others will play the victim, and some will pretend like nothing ever happened. But you will feel no urge to respond, because what God removes, He also spiritually disconnects. Let them feel the loss. Let them sit in the silence they once forced you into. Let them taste the absence of your light and realize it was never their right to dim it. You were never weak for loving them. You were powerful for loving even when they gave you every reason not to. But God saw every manipulation, every scheme, and every moment they made you feel small. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Their season in your life served its purpose. God allowed it not to break you, but to teach you discernment. What they thought was exploitation, God used for your preparation. Every pain they caused made you sharper, stronger, and more aware of your value. Every tear they caused built a river of protection that now surrounds your soul. Their departure will not break you, it will bless you. You will begin to notice strange shifts. People you once felt bound to will begin fading out, plans will fall through, and invitations will stop arriving. That's not rejection, it's divine subtraction. Type Amen to get blessing 818. Some of them used your love as leverage in their stories to gain sympathy. They told others you were the problem, while privately feeding off your compassion. But God is flipping the script, and their version of you is falling apart. People are beginning to see the truth. Eyes are opening to who you really are, and who they pretended to be. It's not your job to defend yourself anymore. Let God speak through results. Let heaven write your vindication in the blessings they can't explain. You will soon shine in places they swore you'd never reach. Type Amen to get blessing 474. Archangel Michael says, those who drained your energy will be the first to feel tired. They will carry the weight they once dumped on you. They will face the very confusion they caused you to walk through. But your spirit is being cleaned, purified, and re-anointed. You will wake up lighter, not just in body, but in soul. Peace will become your new normal. Let them gossip. Let them lie. Let them try again, because this time, God is your shield. Type Amen to get blessing 363. Their plans to keep you in cycles of emotional slavery are breaking. They will feel blocked, stuck, and exposed. And they won't be able to explain why doors are closing. Because heaven is closing the doors they once used to manipulate you. They had access to your peace, and they violated it. Now, the consequence is divine silence. No more second chances for the ones who knew better but chose betrayal. No more grace for those who made your love their strategy. No more apologies that are only meant to regain access. Type Amen to get blessing 555. You are walking into a season where only real ones will remain. The energy vampires, emotional thieves, and quiet backstabbers are being removed. And some of them won't even know why they feel so distant from you. That's how God moves, quietly, cleanly, and with absolute precision. You won't need to block anyone. Heaven is already doing it on your behalf. You were never meant to carry so many broken souls. But because of your heart, you kept offering light to those who lived in shadows. Now, your light is being protected. Type Amen to get blessing 606. Some of them thought you would stay stuck forever. They laughed at your delays, mocked your tears, and whispered while you struggled. But what they didn't realize is, God heard it all. And now, He's rising for your name. Not with thunder, but with undeniable favor. Not with words, but with supernatural evidence. You will rise so gracefully, it will confuse them. You will glow so brightly, they'll regret the shade they threw. You will move forward without a backward glance. Even strangers will begin to treat you differently, with more honor and recognition. Because the ones who misused you blocked the radiance of who you truly are. Now that they're being removed, your real presence can finally shine. You'll see how much was hidden behind their noise, their distractions, their games. Now, heaven is making you undeniable. There will be no more pretending. The lies they told about you are losing their power. And the truth will come out without you needing to say a single word. Type Amen to get blessing 232. God is elevating your voice in silence. Suddenly, the same people who used you will hear about your success through others. They will feel it like a vibration in their bones, a presence they no longer have access to. You will start seeing strange behavior. Old friends, trying to resurface, offer vague conversations, or test your boundaries. But don't be tempted to open doors God is sealing shut. Because some of them were never sorry. They're just uncomfortable now that their benefits have disappeared. They miss the version of you that tolerated disrespect, and that version is gone. Type Amen to get blessing 505. God is not only removing people, He's reversing what they tried to delay. You will receive favor in areas they blocked. You will receive support from sources they tried to turn against you. You will walk into rooms they tried to lock. You will receive blessings that bypass their limitations. Because when heaven favors you, no human can stand in the way. Some of them used you as a tool for their convenience. They came only when they needed something and vanished when you were low. Now, those doors are slamming shut. Type Amen to get blessing 313. You will no longer be someone's stepping stone. You will be a gate that only divine hands can unlock. You will be surrounded by those who honor you, not harvest you. Even in your silence, they felt your power, and it intimidated them. That's why they tried to control you with guilt, obligation, and shame. But now, God is rewriting the entire script. They cannot attach to the new version of you. They cannot feed off a soul that has awakened. They cannot manipulate what heaven has now protected with holy fire. Type Amen to get blessing 929. You were not too much, they were just too small to handle your heart. They tried to limit you because your presence revealed their emptiness. But now, God is placing you in alignment with those who match your depth. Your spirit is being elevated. You will feel it physically, less fatigue, clearer thoughts, sudden inner peace. Because spiritual parasites have been removed. Your energy will begin attracting better people. Not opportunists. Not energy thieves. But real souls who see your worth without needing to take from you. Type Amen to get blessing 747. Their access was a test. You passed it by not becoming bitter, even when you had every reason to. That's why heaven is rewarding you, not just spiritually, but tangibly. Expect financial upgrades. Expect relational peace. Expect invitations that feel aligned and purposeful. And when the old ones try to return, you'll feel nothing. Not because you're angry, but because you've healed beyond recognition. They won't even know how to approach the new you. Type Amen to get blessing 383. Archangel Michael says, the ones who tried to block your path are now losing theirs. He is standing at the gates of your life, sword drawn, severing every false tie. You will never again be used by those who saw you as a temporary advantage. You gave them light, and they responded with shadow. You gave them loyalty, and they repaid you with selfishness. But God is balancing it all, and you won't need to lift a finger. Their chaos is no longer yours to fix. Their dysfunction is no longer yours to absorb. You are no longer their free therapy, their backup plan, their energetic dumping ground. Type Amen to get blessing 464. The people who once used you will have no choice but to watch your elevation. They will scroll in silence. They will remember your kindness and wish they had honored it. But it will be too late. Because grace has expired where deception once ruled. Because your new chapter was written without them. They lost the best version of you. And what they see now is someone untouchable. Your presence will now require more than just intention, it will require spiritual alignment. Type Amen to get blessing 535. This is your divine glow-up. Not one of vanity, but of sacred healing and rightful reward. What was stolen in secret will be returned in public. They will try to rewrite history. But the truth has too much evidence. God kept the receipts of every act, and now the light is shining directly on them. You don't have to explain. You don't have to argue. Heaven is handling the closure for you. Type Amen to get blessing 858. They will talk about you. But this time, it will be in awe, not as gossip. They will say, I used to know them, not realizing you've outgrown even their memory. You will attract real support now. Support that doesn't require you to shrink. Love that doesn't demand your silence. They will miss the way you used to answer late-night calls. They will remember the way you always forgave too quickly. But that version of you no longer exists. Type Amen to get blessing 686. God is not just removing people, He's sealing wounds. Wounds you forgot were still open. Wounds that came from being used again and again until you questioned your worth. But now, worth is no longer a question, it is a statement. You are chosen. You are protected. The ones who used you can't come with you. Because where you're going requires clean energy and clear intentions. And they bring neither. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Archangel Michael says, Heaven has seen enough. Now it is time for you to see what life looks like without constant betrayal wrapped in friendship. Now it's time for you to live freely, without fear of being drained. Some of them won't even recognize the new you. Because the glow of divine restoration is not something they can fake. They will feel the wall, and they will know it's holy. Let them stay outside. Let them wonder. Let them learn from their own silence. Type Amen to get blessing 303. Your silence was not weakness. It was wisdom. It was preparation. Now, you'll speak through blessings. You'll rise through obedience. And the world will see who you were before they tried to ruin you. Heaven's justice is never late. It is deliberate, detailed, and devastating to the unrepentant. And that justice is now your shield. Type Amen to get blessing 414. Let this be your confirmation. The ones who used you have been exposed spiritually. And now, they're being removed physically. You don't have to block them. Heaven already did. You don't have to explain your distance, they'll feel it in their soul. Their time in your life is up. The seat they occupied is now filled by peace. And peace will never betray you. Type Amen to get blessing 606. You won't need closure from those who used you, because heaven already gave you clarity. What you feel now isn't confusion, it's detachment. Your soul is no longer holding space for people who only knew how to take. They will remember you every time they reach out for someone and feel no connection. They will search for your energy in others, only to find cold responses. Because they didn't just lose your presence, they lost your protection. There are blessings you carried that shielded them without them knowing. And now that you're gone, life will hit differently for them. They'll realize too late that it wasn't luck, it was your spirit covering them. Type Amen to get blessing 733. You didn't leave with anger, you left with grace. But don't mistake your peace for weakness. God's silence is the loudest judgment they will ever experience. They'll see doors close without reason. They'll see plans collapse with no warning. Because what was built on your energy can't stand without it. Now, God is preparing a new tribe for you. One that doesn't come with secrets and silent envy. One that builds you, honors you, and protects you like you deserve. Type Amen to get blessing 282. Archangel Michael says this next season will feel like relief. Not because the world got easier, but because the wrong people are no longer allowed access. You'll feel the difference immediately. The peace will be unfamiliar, but it is yours. The quiet will be sacred, not lonely. You will finally have space to grow without fear of being drained. They underestimated how strong you could become when left alone. They thought isolation would break you, but it actually built you. Now, you are untouchable in spirit. Type Amen to get blessing 343. Everything you gave out of love is returning, multiplied. The energy, time, patience, resources, they're all coming back. Because you were never a victim, you were a seed planted. And now, that seed has taken root in divine soil. No user, liar, or manipulator can dig it up. Your harvest is protected. Expect invitations that honor your worth. Expect relationships that don't need convincing. Expect blessings that feel easy, because you've done the hard part. Type Amen to get blessing 515. What's ahead is more than compensation, it's restoration. And the people who once used you will be spectators to your rise. They'll talk about the glow in your face, the shift in your presence, the new circles you walk in. But they'll never again sit beside you. God has removed them, not to punish, but to protect. And His protection always brings peace. So don't look back. Don't explain your healing. Let your joy do the talking. Type Amen to get blessing 272. The season of being needed but never supported is over. The chapter where you carried others while being empty is finished. Now, you are being carried by heaven itself. Those who took advantage of your love will feel the absence of your light like a cold winter. They'll miss you most in their darkest moments. But by then, your spirit will be too far gone to reach. This isn't cruelty, it's consequence. It's divine cause and effect. It's God's way of saying, I saw everything. Type Amen to get blessing 888. They will realize the loss, not just of a person, but of divine connection. Because you weren't just kind, you were anointed. And they used an anointed soul for selfish gain. But the misuse of your light came at a cost. And heaven has already started collecting. You won't hear thunder, but you will see justice. Justice that looks like you rising. Justice that looks like blessings they can't explain. Justice that looks like silence from your end, and struggle on theirs. Type Amen to get blessing 444. They tried to define you in moments of weakness, but God is revealing your strength in seasons of glory. They tried to confine you with guilt, but heaven has released you with grace. They thought they knew you, but what they saw was just the seed, not the bloom. And now, the bloom is breathtaking. Now, your presence commands peace, not apologies. Now, your soul is too sacred for negotiations. Let them wonder. Let them watch. Let them wish. Type Amen to get blessing 369. Because God has declared this season sacred. And what's sacred can't be touched by the ones who once used it. You are no longer available for people who confused. Access with entitlement. You gave enough. You tried enough. Now it's time to receive. Receive peace. Receive honor. Receive abundance without explanation. Type Amen to get blessing 212. They used you like a bridge, but now that you've crossed, the bridge is closed. They thought they could always come back, but the spiritual locks have changed. They no longer hold the key to your energy. So don't feel guilty for protecting your peace. Don't feel bad for walking away without looking back. That was God guiding your steps. And He never guides away from something unless what's ahead is better. So walk freely. Walk boldly. Type Amen to get blessing 787. You've earned this next season. Not by striving, but by surviving. Not by noise, but by integrity. The people who used you never thought they'd lose you. But they didn't know that heaven listens when the righteous cry. And your cries reached God's ears long ago. Now, He's responding in a way that no man can block. No manipulator can twist. No liar can deny. Type Amen to get blessing 646. You will smile for no reason. You will sleep with ease. You will rise without heaviness. That's what life feels like without emotional thieves attached to your soul. That's what peace feels like when it's uninterrupted. That's what favor feels like when it's fully yours. They lost access to something irreplaceable. And you gained something unshakable. You gained yourself. Let that be the final blessing. You, undiluted. You, unapologetic. You, undeniably protected. Type Amen to get blessing 333.